Hey guys, um, touching up a little more on the chronic illness, long-term illnesses, uh, eras, area. Watching Orange is the New Black season 4, and Doggett comes up to yeah, those two when they're having a conversation. Doggett turns to her and say, hurting isn't a choice, it's always there, but you are suffering. And I know it was meant towards more of like forgiveness, forgive and forget type deal. But it kind of makes sense when someone who is dealing with long-term illnesses of any kind, disabilities, diseases, situations, it makes sense because we can hurt, but we are not going to be constantly giving in to suffering and worrying about suffering 24/7. We can't live our life like that, because if so, I would have my oxygen machine right next to me, I would have my nebulizer right next to me. I would never leave this room. This room would be AC'd 24/7. I would be back to masking and living in constant flare-up if I was worrying about suffering all the time. It's okay to be cautious, especially when you have to limit yourself with any sort of physical activity. Like I said, it's okay to be cautious, but to be like, oh no, I can't go outside at all because I am going to have an asthma attack. That's not healthy. That's not healthy. Instead, I have to figure out what the weather is like and figure out how long I can be out before I have a possible flare-up. And if so, I have to make sure, I have my tools as needed. I know it sounds more so overbearing, overwhelming than worrying about suffering. I know. But for us to be cautious and be prepared helps ease our suffering in so many different ways. If we are just suffering, we are overstressing ourselves out by just one thing that is going to happen eventually. I'd rather be prepared for something that may happen on the milder side with very little suffering as possible. We're always going to be flawed, in pain, suffering to an extent, but we cannot just focus on that suffering. We have to focus on everything else. Oh, I gotta dust my room today, I gotta sweep, I gotta take the dog for a walk in an hour, I gotta make lunch, I have to go check on my grandparents, I have to pick up the kids from school. There's so many other things to worry about. And suffering should not be in the very top of it. I'm hoping this makes sense, because it makes sense in my mind, but I don't think it's making sense coming out. So, but yeah. Suffering Suffering should not be a priority. Even though our pains are constant. Yeah. Suffering is not a priority. Okay. Yeah. Alright guys, well I'm going to end this video here and I will catch up with you guys later on this, if anything else pops up. So again, please stay safe, stay hydrated, and stay as cool as possible. See you guys later.